Just want to let you know, gate Y42 is now closed, and we are now on flight 2025 with direct service to Yonkers. I am your head flight attendant for the evening, Lisa Reyes, and we are first in line for takeoff. We've got sunny, clear skies ahead to the 2025 State of the City Address. I do want to remind you, the exits are here, here, and the closest exit may be behind you. Commissioner Meyer, you're in a designated emergency exit row. Are you willing to perform the duties in case of an emergency? No, I need a verbal response. Okay, good. Congratulations. All of you tonight are elite cabin members. But first, let's welcome our city, county, and state dignitaries joining us this evening. Representing Governor Kathy Hochul, Brandon Lloyd. Representing United States Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, we have Roberta Williams. Representing United States Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, Damian Garcia. Representing New York State Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins, Annie Willis. Representing New York State Senator Shelley Mayer, Christine Fields-Amay. Representing New York State Assemblyman Nader Sage, we have Frank Jarris in the House. Our Westchester County Board of Legislators Vice Chair, the Honorable Jose Alvarado. Westchester County Legislator, the Honorable James Nolan. Westchester County Legislator, the Honorable David Tubiolo. Westchester County Legislator, the Honorable Shanae Williams. Westchester County Legislators Board Chair, the Honorable Vedat Gashi. Former New York State Senator, the Honorable Nick Spano. Former Yonkers City Council President, Liam McLaughlin. Former Yonkers City Council President, Chuck Lesnick. Former Yonkers City Councilman and Majority Leader, Wilson Terrero. Former Yonkers City Councilwoman, Lorraine Lopez. We have our Yonkers City Clerk in the house, Vinny Spano. And now, please draw your attention to the back of the aircraft as we welcome our honorable judges and other local officials. We have Yonkers City Court Judge, the Honorable Karen Best. Yonkers City Court Judge, the Honorable Evan Inlaw. Yonkers City Court Judge, the Honorable Ada Medina. Please welcome Yonkers City Court Judge, the Honorable Daniel Romano. We have Yonkers City Court Judge, the Honorable Veris Shako. Yonkers City Court Chief Judge, the Honorable Arthur Duran III. Joining us from the New York State Court of Claims, Judge Walter Rivera. Family Court Judge, the Honorable Mary Ann Scataratico Neighbor. New York State Supreme Court Justice, Elena Goldberg Velasquez. Chief Administrative Judge, the Honorable Ann Minahan. And ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our Westchester County District Attorney and Yonkers' own, Susan Cacase. And for the very first time, our Westchester County Executive and Yonkers' own, Ken Jenkins. From our Yonkers City Council, please welcome Yonkers City Council member, the Honorable Anthony Moranti. Yonkers City Council member, the Honorable Tasha Diaz. Yonkers City Council member, the Honorable Corazon Pineda Isaac. Yonkers City Council Majority Whip, the Honorable Deanna Robinson. Yonkers City Council Minority Leader, the Honorable Mike Breen. Yonkers City Council Majority Leader, the Honorable John Rubo. And our Yonkers City Council President, Lakeisha Collins Bellamy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to stand up for the purpose of presenting his annual State of the City address. Please welcome the 42nd Mayor of the great city of Yonkers and our Yonkers First Lady, Mayor Mike Spano and Mary Calvi. Give it up for the longest serving mayor in Yonkers history, Mayor Mike Spano. All right, time to lower the music and get serious. It's now time to present our nation's colors. Please welcome our Yonkers Police Department. Stand back up, everybody. I'm just trying to give you guys some exercise today. Little turbulence. Please welcome our Yonkers Police Department Honor Guard, led tonight by Lieutenant John Flood.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please welcome the School 30 Choir performing our national anthem.
Choir.
These are our Yonkers public school students, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give another round of applause for our Yonkers Police Honor Guard. Dylan Smith, a member of the Hudson Valley Council of Eagle Scouts, and the School 30 Choir, led by Carlton J. You know, School 30 was recently recognized with the Mayor's School Spotlight Award for making strides in academic excellence, student engagement, leadership, community, and innovation. And I think they just proved it all to you tonight. You may all be seated. Buckle up, though. There may be some more turbulence ahead, although we will have snacks and beverages in about 48 minutes. Our great city of Yonkers always steps up to every single challenge. True? We are a first-class destination, complete with a rich history, diversity, tradition, and a future that could truly take us anywhere. So now, ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention to the screens in front of you for an important message about our journey.
London, this is great.
Well, I really think you needed a break. It must be tough being mayor of the third largest city in New York.
You know, it's not that bad. And with Hollywood on the Hudson, it's just so much more fun.
And Lionsgate Studio is now the largest production facility in the Northeast.
You're right, Robert. But it's not the only thing that makes Yonkers a great destination. Check it out.
In Yonkers, we have the locally Irish.
We've got a front row seat to the Hudson, and we're bringing Waterfront access for everyone.
We're closer to full gaming than ever before. It's a sure bet here at Empire City Casino by MGM Resorts. Yonkers food scene, we put the cherry on top.
And we train national champions here.
We knock out crime, keeping Yonkers safe.
Especially for kids growing up here.
And we have the highest graduation rate at 90%.
Not to mention, we opened 2 new schools this year.
Right here in the middle of Yonkers is an oasis of beauty, Untermeyer Gardens.
And a nationally recognized museum right along the water here at the Hudson River Museum.
Hollywood on Hudson has it all.
And that includes shopping centers with the best deals.
Hey, we got everything you need here at Stu Leonard's, including Mike Spano's favorite, tomahawk steak.
Biggest city in the 914.
Welcome to Destination Yonkers.
Can we go back?
Wow, that's great stuff. I'm getting a little homesick, though. Can we go back to Yonkers?
Oh, sure. Watch this. Well, that's a little closer. Let me try one more time. Oops.
Hey guys, if you're done fooling around, can we have our car stage back, please?
Sure, sorry. Well, that was so much fun. Same time tomorrow?
Same time tomorrow. Well, wait till you see what else we have in store for Yonkers.
Oh, I can't wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 42nd Mayor of the City of Yonkers and your captain for the evening, Mayor Mike Spano.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much. Good evening, Council President Collins Bellamy, the Council Majority Leader Rubo, Minority Leader Breen, members of the City Council, members of the Judiciary, the Board of Education Trustees, our Superintendent of Schools, state and county representatives, city commissioners, and fellow Yonkers residents. I'd like to thank those who are watching live today and give a special thank you to our city's First Lady, my wife Mary, to our children. You know, over the years, it's like some are here, some are not, but they're always all watching. My daughter Alexandra is with us today. My son Michael is watching on TV. And Christopher is finishing his last year at college and is watching on TV as well. So it's good. Christopher, we miss you. Can't wait for you to come home. To my brothers and sisters who are here today, especially my brother Vinny. Proud of that kid. Vinny's the toughest one in the family. There's no doubt about that one. Before we begin, let's give the School 30 Choir and our Yonkers Eagle Scouts and my brother's keeper. Let's give them all a nice round of applause for helping us kick off tonight. You know, it's no secret Yonkers continues to see incredible transformation, yet still possesses limitless potential for even more. No longer is Yonkers just a pin drop on a map or a pass-through to New York City or upstate New York. So, what is Yonkers? Is it our beautiful riverfront and vibrant downtown, world-class parks, emerging businesses and industries, or our bedroom communities? Well, the fact is that it's all of these and much, much more. We are a growing city that still has that small town feel, a place to raise your family, to open your business, to be entertained, to shop, dine, be inspired. Yonkers is a state of mind, and we're taking off in ways that we've never seen before. So join me tonight on a tour of our great city, the dynamic, diverse, and thriving community that is Destination Yonkers, where our journey is just beginning. Let's start with our economic engine that drives Yonkers forward, and there's no greater indicator of progress and how we've become more of a destination than job industry creation. Few things are more important than having a job, and we are creating them here at an astounding rate at Destination Yonkers. Just look at the lights and cameras of Hollywood on Hudson. Film and television production is almost in every corner of the city, from public streets, public properties, to studios just steps from this very auditorium. Yonkers is a filming center thanks to our diverse landscape, skilled talent pool, and proximity to the biggest city in the country. You just saw our friend Robert Halmy of Great Point Studios spotlight how Yonkers is now home to the largest studios in the Northeast. Just this past year, we were home to 124 film days that generated close to $1 million in permit fees alone, the most ever for us. And this is just the beginning. Media Pro is set to open in a few weeks, and 2 new studios are on their way to be approved at the former Rising Ground property. You know, we're getting so much attention that we've decided that we're going to brag a little bit. And so Yonkers is the destination for filming. Starting next month, you'll start seeing our official Hollywood on Hudson campaign all around town. We'll highlight the faces behind the camera and unveil the Yonkers Star Walk featuring many, many talents and productions that grace our city. Our branded campaign is already garnering national attention. Tonight, CBS is airing a story on how Yonkers is the limelight, giving Hollywood a real run for its money. Remember, we're not just a destination, but we're their competition, and they know it. The reason we are most proud of Hollywood on Hudson isn't all about glitz and glamour. We are proud because it means jobs for our residents and educational opportunities for our kids, the kids that are standing here today. At Great Point Studios alone, 60% of their employees live in or are from Yonkers, and many are graduates from Yonkers public schools. You know, guys, those numbers are going to get even better. The Robert Helmy Senior Academy of Film and Television is creating a direct pipeline to high-paying jobs for its students. It only opened this year, but imagine, by 2031, RHA will graduate a class with 7 years of hands-on film experience that will transfer their skills to the workforce or use for their post-secondary education. Our students can go from graduation to our newest school or to a great job at our newest studio. The excitement at the Helmy School is contagious. It's now spilling over to our neighbors to the south. Great Point Studios and the University of Mount St. Vincent recently signed a memorandum establishing new college programs at the former Rising Ground complex in Ludlow. This initiative will give RHA graduates the opportunity to continue their studies in film and television while earning a college degree. The university will, that's right, you can clap for that. The university will develop courses in studio filmmaking, lighting, set and sound design, digital editing, and audio production. Plus, RHA students will have access to a dual credit courses, allowing them to earn college credits while still in high school. The university even plans to introduce an associate degree program. This partnership will create exceptional opportunities for students while building the future workforce for Hollywood on Hudson, right here in our city of Yonkers. To the north, to the north of our studios, our nationally accredited hub for the arts, the Hudson River Museum, continues to thrive. Last year, the museum attracted visitors from over 43 different states, not to mention many, many different countries. HRM curates groundbreaking exhibits and even music, attracting the popular sounds of Taylor Swift at its planetarium and local talent at its summer amphitheater series. It's no wonder Hudson River Museum has been named Best of Westchester for 7 years in a row now. Let's give it up for Hudson River Museum. Hudson River Museum's Glenview, which is on the National Historic Register of Historic Places, even serves as a backdrop to the award-winning television series Gilded Age, if any of you have ever watched it. There, the museum and the city are embarking on capital improvements that will restore the building's exterior. This will not only preserve that historic structure, but protect the significant art collection that is within. Encouraging our young people to take part in the arts sets Yonkers apart. And backed by popular demand, the 2025 Arts Weekend sees return of our fashion show, this time hitting the runway at the Hudson River Museum. We are teaming up with Westchester Community College's Yonkers campus for Fashion in Motion, featuring students' latest designs and incredible talent. Thank you, Masha, and the entire board at the Hudson River Museum for helping us create a place for everyone to learn and to be inspired. Now let's talk about potentially the most significant boost to our economy going forward. MGM's Empire City Casino is vying for a full gaming license, one of 3 that the state will award by the end of this year. This is a make or break situation for Yonkers. Empire City, which is a slot machine parlor, is already the city's biggest private employer, and biggest taxpayer as well. A full gaming license will add table games plus a concert venue. It means more than $1 billion in economic activity and $2 billion in private investment. It means thousands of jobs and more than $200 million in additional wages. And virtually all of those jobs are local. But let's be clear. If Yonkers does not get a full gaming license and it's allowed to go to other locations in the New York City area, then unfortunately it's very unlikely that Empire City will survive long term. So not only would Yonkers miss out on $200 million in new salaries and tens of millions in new tax revenues, but we would also probably see the city's largest private employer close altogether. And that would be disastrous. We recognize that more people coming to Empire means more traffic, and that means more upgrades are needed for the surrounding area. We also recognize that more traffic means more people and more investment to improve the area. And we are working closely with the neighbors and MGM to develop a community benefits package that best handles the surge of visitors and commerce. But if we fail to preserve our city's private employer, guys, we'll regret it. So I'm urging Governor Hochul to keep her promise and keep playing her hand and secure this gaming license, because with a revitalized Southwest Yonkers, more jobs and more visitors, there's no question that we will win big as a destination. Now let's turn to the next generation, and that means our schools. Yonkers Public Schools are stronger than ever. You've heard about its nationally recognized mentor programs like My Brother and My Sister's Keeper, increased testing scores and certified biliteracy programs, and that Yonkers has led the Big Five in graduation rates every year for the past 9 years, and is designated as a model community by the Obama Foundation. But, you talk to our teachers, we're not stopping there. Yonkers MPK is reaching new heights, embarking on new milestones, and we've increased our graduation rates, but now we want to make sure that students are ready for a career or trade. So teaming up with Monroe University, MPK students soon will be able to enroll in an accredited pre-teaching CTE program. And this provides a clear pathway into the teaching profession and equips our students with the skills and the credentials needed to thrive as future educators. And we need them. We really need them. You may remember, it wasn't that long ago that I stood here and outlined the deteriorating and crowded infrastructure that long plagued our schools. We rallied the troops and embarked on one of the most ambitious advocacy campaigns that led to the historic opening of 2 brand new schools. Our journey to rebuild Yonkers schools is far from over. We are building yet another new state-of-the-art school to accommodate the evolving needs required to educate a 21st century student. At the site of the old Mulford Gardens housing complex, adjacent to the Grant Park, we will erect a grade school for 800 students. Just as we did at Sotomayor, this will be a community school that includes an auditorium, full gym, library, music, art space, plus medical offices and a pool for neighborhood access. And as we talk about Yonkers being a premier location, this school will have unmatched rooftop views of the New York City skyline that will be utilized for recreation and learning. I want to take this opportunity to thank our state delegation, led by the Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart Cousins, for rallying around this visionary project. Thank you, guys. Of course, the progress made in our schools would not be possible without the dedication of our superintendent of schools, Annabelle Soler. Let's give it up for the superintendent. In addition to him, our Yonkers Public Schools administrators, the staff, the teachers, the PTAs, the parents, and our Board of Trustees. Each of our trustees comes to the table with a deep well of knowledge and diverse experience that has set up the district for success. But let's face it, it's been a minute since any of them have sat in a classroom and can detail with certainty what it's like to learn in the 21st century. The lens in which a current student views education really provides us with a unique perspective. So today, I am appointing student representatives to the Yonkers Board of Education. Tonight, it is with great pleasure I introduce to you, and I'll ask them to stand, William Williams and Jalen Wesley, who are seniors, who will serve as ex officio trustees on the Yonkers Board of Education for the remainder of their school year, their seniors. And Margaret Enan and Rafael Diaz will serve as junior alternates. You know, they will not just provide insight in how the policies and procedures affect our students, but also serves as a conduit to the student body overall. William, Jalen, Margaret, and Raphael are here with us tonight, like I said, and are standing. Let's give them a round of applause and say thank you and welcome to the Yonkers Board of Education. You guys know this. We've made a name for ourselves for our advocacy efforts. Despite any differences, we always seem to come together for a greater good, and it has worked. We've rebuilt our schools and warded off all those barges that were going to be docking along our waterfront, all because we came together and took collective action. Tonight, I ask you to join me once again, along with the Yonkers Public Schools and the PTAs, to advocate for our fair share of state funding. The state recently fully funded the school aid formula, giving Yonkers more money. We applaud them for that. But it also gave our sister cities a lot more. And it made the disparity amongst the big 5 districts even greater than it was before. And you might ask why? Well, because the formula itself hasn't changed and continues to discriminate against Yonkers. And that formula allows upstate big cities such as Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse to get 85% or more of their costs reimbursed by this state education formula. And Yonkers continues to get much, much less, and the taxpayers at Yonkers continue to pay more and more. So I'm asking the state to heed the advice of the Rockefeller Institute's report. They recognize that the rising cost of living in Westchester's largest city is much higher than that of a city 100 miles north of us. So please join me in supporting our state delegation in their efforts in changing that formula, because this is necessary if we want to make Yonkers a true destination for families. And remember what our friend Justice Sotomayor always said, until we get equity in education, we won't have an equal society. A destination is typically home to iconic landmarks and architecture. One of the defining features of Yonkers is our stunning waterfront. And in the heart of it stands that iconic Yonkers City Pier, but not just the City Pier, that sign. This image, while a little rough around the edges, best reflects who we are as a city. It glows proudly along the Hudson River and is a symbol of our city's evolution. But it's not just a sign. It welcomes residents and visitors alike, showcasing the beauty and promise of what our city has to offer. It has become a gathering point for families, artists, and tourists, all of whom come to appreciate the breathtaking views and the sense of connection that our waterfront can provide. And we are committed to making the City Pier even more inviting, investing in structural upgrades that support waterborne tourism, including a marina. And yes, even a beachfront. Take a look. The SS City Council is ready to dock. This crew is ready for their martinis or their Mai Tais, all right? They look good, right? This year, the Yonkers Waterfront also will solidify its place on any foodie's must-hit list. In a few short months, just in time for the warm weather, we once again will be able to dine in style on the water's edge at the 5-star Seafire Grill by Benjamin's Restaurant Group. We are bringing an elevated dining experience to the heart of Yonkers and Ken, Westchester County. And there's no doubt Seafire Grill will become a culinary destination for all to attend. It's not just the restaurants and waterfront that bring people here. It's our stellar park system. Park has enriched the cultural landscape of our region than Untermeyer Gardens. Think about it. It's only been 14 years. And with the help of the Parks Department and the Untermeyer Gardens Conservancy, we've transformed the 100-year-old gardens from that to this. And as a result, record-breaking crowds. In 2024, Untermeyer reached an extraordinary milestone, welcoming over 300,000 visitors, the largest number in the garden's history. That's right. This remarkable achievement goes beyond the numbers. It speaks to the impact that the Persian gardens have had in making Yonkers a true cultural hub. What once was a well-kept secret is now a place of beauty and history, drawing visitors near and far. The majesty doesn't end there. Looking ahead, with exciting projects on the horizon like a stumpery garden and a new greenhouse, Untermeyer Gardens continues to grow as a destination. I want to extend a special thanks to the Conservancy's president, Steve Burns, and the entire board for their vision that has led to the rebirth of this urban oasis. Thank you, Steve. Perhaps there's no greater urban architectural achievement in Yonkers than the daylighting of the Sawmill River. Resurrecting the historical waterway that winds through our downtown streets provides a beautiful lunchtime stroll or a venue for any cultural event we might want to have. But it also begs the question, what was here before? What is the history that lies beneath? How was Yonkers a destination hundreds of years ago or a century ago? Well, we did some digging around. Before the days of Adrian Vanderdonk and the Phillips family, we knew this was primarily occupied by Native Americans, particularly the Muncie Lenape tribe. Later, the Mohegans, who were from further up the Hudson, interacted with the Muncie, and a close relationship carried on, particularly as they fought together in the Van Cortlandt Park Battle of Kingsbridge in 1778, which is not all that far from here. At the time, the Mohegan people chose to build their homes near the rivers where they could be close to food, water, transportation, ultimately choosing these lands, Yonkers, as their home. Their influence has survived centuries. And did you know Nepaham is a Muncie word? Just as we did earlier this year, honoring the growing influence of Hispanic community in Yonkers by renaming Daylighting 3, I believe we should do the same for our Native American ancestors. And I propose we rename the federally recognized land of Daylighting 2's Mill Street Courtyard to reflect the Mohegan Muncie tribe's contributions to Yonkers. You know, we're fortunate tonight to have the president of the Stockbridge Muncie Band of Mohegans Indians, Shannon Holsey. She's here today with her colleagues. Thank you for helping us celebrate Yonkers' Native American history. Let's give it up for them. We also continue to make significant strides in improving our neighborhood parks, ensuring that every resident benefits from the enhancements. Dozens of our parks have undergone thoughtful renovations, offering new play areas, fitness centers, a lot of fitness centers, guys, sports fields, and walking trails. And more is expected, including the city's first ever totally inclusive playground at Welty, a park for all abilities. Our furry friends can even get a place to play. Later this year, Trevor Park will welcome a new state-of-the-art dog park with a view. So our Lola will be there. You like that picture, Alexandra? So, I want to take a moment to acknowledge and thank my really good friend, County Executive Ken Jenkins, and our county legislators for recently approving $15 million for a new waterfront park. Thank you. I had to stick that in there because that was new. It happened yesterday. I practiced the speech a few times. Sorry, Ken. But parks are not just for play. They're also for community building and well-being. Yonkers Parks has worked tirelessly to provide a wide range of programs that serve all age groups. And going forward, we'll be focusing on meeting the needs of our aging population, many of whom are aging in place, which tells me they already know Yonkers is a great place to be. In fact, Yonkers' senior population has grown nearly 30% over the last decade. So let's make sure that they have spaces and programs that can cater to them. This year, be on the lookout for our Senior Adult Club for working seniors who are seeking exercise and entertainment after hours. It's for my brother, Senator Spano. I'm sure, well, I'm talking about the fact that you're a senior. I'm sure these two, though these other two you're gonna love. These other two will be the first line on the club. They'll be first in line. Something else I've been very excited about is the expansion of our aquatics program. We have long needed another pool, especially on the city's west side, to serve our growing needs. With the opening of the Halmy School, our community now has greater access to swim lessons and aquatic fitness. Starting this year, we will provide lifeguard and swim instructor training, host a summer camp, and reintroduce the Senior Citizen Swim Club, because they've been looking for that to come back for a long time, all at the Halmy School. And for those who are 60 and older and want to enjoy the excitement of Yonkers without having to drive, look no further than the supplemental transportation to local shopping, dining, or even a night on the town. And it's as easy as a press of a button. Yonkers Office for the Aging, we're partnering with Westchester County with Go-Go Grandparents and providing residents on-demand Uber rides whenever and wherever they want to go within the city's limits. Now remember, this will be weekends, evenings, and even holidays. I want to take a moment, because sometimes, we forget and we shouldn't, but I want to take a moment to thank our director for the Office of the Aging, Kelly Chiarella, and her team for their great work. It's just, in the past 3 years alone, the senior home delivery meal program has increased by over 20,000 meals, illustrating how expansive the needs are for this growing population. This program, along with other vital senior resources, are in jeopardy. As you know, we don't know what's going to happen with the federal government, and will some of these programs be cut? So I'm asking each and every one of you to join in our fight to advocate for the funding required for these essential services, remembering we must provide for those who provided for us. It's the right thing to do. Yonkers is the third largest city in the state of New York with a unique urban center. We have 38 distinct suburban neighborhoods and business districts, so we must provide the highest quality of service and infrastructure to support that. We are doing so by being greener and more sustainable than ever before. We constructed the Justice Sotomayor School in accordance with the Yonkers Green Building Standards, and it is the only school in New York State that heats on zero fossil fuels. Only one. And you can be sure the new school at Grant Park will join that short list. We've added 40 more electric and hybrid vehicles to the city's fleet, eliminating the need for 40,000 gallons of fuel, which saves us close to $100,000 in taxpayer money. Now, that may seem insignificant, right, in a nearly $2 billion budget, but remember, for every dollar saved is one less dollar that I have to go back to you, the taxpayer, and get. Being green is essential to the livability of our city. And just a few years ago, Yonkers Public Works launched the city's first ever food scrap composting program. When they say size doesn't matter, don't believe it. In 2024 alone, DPW collected 38,000 pounds of food scraps, which we then converted to 30 cubic yards of compost for all of you to take home and use in your garden. We're doing it again this year, so be sure to take a ride by the organic yard for your compost bag. It's free. Make sure you come by, and it's great. I used it in my garden last year, and my tomatoes were excellent. Cleaning out your closet just got a little easier too. Did you know that 95% of all of our clothes can be recycled? Yet 85% of them end up in the trash. So by partnering with Westchester County and Help See Textile, you now can recycle old clothes by having it all picked up curbside. It's that easy. You may have noticed I stayed off the carbs this year, so Commissioner Meyer, please come by, tell the guys we have a couple extra suits, and we'll set them off. So, give them to you guys. A cleaner destination is a healthier destination. Yonkers continues to keep a city of over 200,000 residents, plus the businesses and the visitors, a clean one, thanks to a little ingenuity and a lot of hard work. We're kicking rodents to the curb with stricter regulations for refuge containers used by large buildings. And we've seen a nearly 50% decrease in rodent complaints in the last 2 years. Special thanks to our city council for passing that legislation that made this all possible. Thank you. You know, later this year, that number will likely grow thanks to the new underground refuge system. These large containers hold the equivalent of 15 large garbage cans, all securely positioned underground. This eliminates garbage odors, prevents animals, reduces litter, and saves the above-ground space, especially in a very crowded downtown. But I have to tell you something. As much as our workers clean up, it ultimately comes down to all of you and everyone watching. There's no reason that our main arterials or our business districts should be littered. I see it firsthand. I know you do too. You drive around, our crews clean up, and the very next day, there's more garbage on the streets of our roads and our roads. That's not fair. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to our neighbors. It's not fair to our local merchants. It's not fair to all of you. So I'm looking for your support. And I'm also asking that our code enforcement officers step up their enforcement. If we want to keep Yonkers that destination, then we all need to do our part and pitch in and keep Yonkers clean. As our city flourishes and becomes a place where families choose to move to, we need to make sure it's a place that remains equitable and affordable. The Yonkers Housing Authority is doing just that. Last summer, we opened Lamora Senior Housing, and now we've started construction on the Willow at Widgeway. Geez, I'll be honest, it's a little bit of a tongue twister, but I got it. The final phase of the former College Place Gardens, where 92 affordable units will be built for seniors. Although Lamora and the Willow are shiny new additions to our affordable housing stock, we really need to remain vigilant when it comes to upgrading our existing stock. Our friends at Palisade Towers were part of an extensive RAD renovation program just 8 short years ago, but the aging infrastructure is catching up. Deteriorated gas lines that were not eligible for replacement under the federal program are now leaking. It's a more than a $25 million repair job. It's a crisis that has led to 415 families living without stoves since August. Yes, as always, Yonkers has stepped up as not-for-profits and local businesses donated hot plates, meals, microwaves, gift cards, transportation, and supplies. But all that's temporary. Repairs won't be easy, and there is no quick fix. Instead of a costly patchwork repair, we are committed to converting the complex heat, hot water, and cooking to electricity. And to prevent this from happening anywhere else, we are looking to electrify Law Court, Calgano homes as well. To the families who have long awaited for greater access to 36 upgraded housing sites, you know, the wait is now over. Starting tomorrow through Friday at noon, the Housing Choice Voucher, the waiting list will be opened and you will be able to have access. This is the first time in 10 years. Families, seniors, and those with disabilities can select their desired location, streamlining the process. And I just want to say good luck to all of you. I believe the most transformative initiative in housing in Yonkers is this new pilot homeownership program. It's designed to provide an innovative path to generational wealth building. The city is transferring 9 parcels of vacant land to the Yonkers IDA for select building partners to construct 2-family homes for moderate and low-income families. These homes will be offered in a unique ownership structure. 1 unit will be available for residents who wish to own a home, while the second unit will be subsidized with a Section 8 voucher to help cover mortgage payments. Ultimately, think about this, we're empowering residents to build their future financial stability. A city is a destination when all find places that are affordable. We believe attracting families to Yonkers should start early. So Yonkers Public Libraries is teaming up with St. John's Riverside Hospital for its Born to Read program, sending every baby home with their first Yonkers Public Library card. I hope you got one, Bianca. So I know there's much more than we can, there's much more that we can do to make literacy more accessible. So 2 years ago, I stood here and we announced a proposal for a 4th library branch to accommodate our flourishing city. Well, tonight, I'm happy to share that we've identified the former Lincoln Park Jewish Center on Central Avenue as a potential location. Accessible and centrally located, the center will be repurposed into yet another home for learning and community. And I look forward to working with the area councilperson, John Rubo, and the rest of the city council, the library board led by Nancy Moran, and of course, our good friend Jesse Montero, the director, as we foster our city's connection with literacy. Thank you, guys. There's no question that top-notch public safety is essential for any big city. The Yonkers Police Department has transformed itself over the last decade, making us one of the safest cities of our size in all of America. And we remain the safest big city in New York State. In just the last year, major crime has decreased by double digits by over 30%, and also by over 30% since 2011. All by building relationships with the community, embracing technology, and diversifying our force. This year, YPD ushered in innovation by both land and sea. All police department members were trained in the use of Star Chase, which deploys GPS trackers from our vehicles to fire at a suspect's fleeing car. Handheld units have been made available to some of our plainclothes officers as well. The tags send updates every 3 to 5 seconds, allowing for close surveillance of suspects and providing air and ground support with tactical monitoring capabilities, all making our roads safer for our officers and for the motorists. So when it comes to air support, we've successfully piloted our Hudson River Hawk drone last summer. And with the help of the drone, the YPD better determined the appropriate level of response needed for various incidents. It was such a success that we decided to make Hudson an official member of our police department. I apologize because I'm not sure if the PBA is going to allow me to give her any special union privileges, but we're working on that. All right, Frank? We're working on that. Embracing technology doesn't have to end there. Our state-of-the-art aware room is a key component to our crime-fighting strategy. And this year, we spent time building relationships with local businesses so that we're given access to their video feeds from their stores when it comes to crimes, especially when they're in progress, ultimately helping us catch the bad guys faster and easier. Of course, nothing replaces good old boots on the ground, right? That's why I've approved the deployment of additional foot patrol officers in hot spots all around the city, continuing to build on relationships and preventing any potential criminal activity, especially if we have a hot spot. And to ensure the officers accurately represent the community it serves, we are once again engaging our Be the Change initiative for this year's recruitment efforts. Offering test prep to the underserved communities opens doors for future officers. And we believe it's working. You know, since 2020, we added 45 more minority officers to the force. Our 2025 recruitment starts this summer. So please, talk to your friends. Let's get everyone to step up and be the change. You know, these tactics coupled with 100 different reforms enacted by the police has led to a monumental shift in our department. It was in 2016 that the U.S. Department of Justice signed an oversight agreement with the Yonkers Police Department that monitored all of our activities. They were here, and they were watching everything that this city was doing. Since then, YPD drastically improved its policies, its practices, and its training, and as a result, DOJ is gone. That's right. They recently terminated, you might have read about it in the newspaper, but they recently terminated their agreement. They acknowledged our stellar approach to policing. So please join me in thanking our brave men and women in blue for always putting Yonkers first. Diversity also extends to the Yonkers Fire Department. This year, we graduated 30 new firefighters that included the department's second active woman. And as we look to the future, we are hopeful for even more inclusive department. This fall's recruitment efforts netted nearly half of the applicants identifying themselves as Black or Hispanic. Now that's progress. And just like the police department, our firefighters will never be outdone. They will not rest on their laurels, but instead have been seeking out new ways to improve our city's safety. This year, all 400-plus firefighters underwent specialized training with emergency vehicles and training in the event that they are trapped at fire scenes. Getting to a Yonkers fire scene presents a unique challenge. Our City of Hills is renowned for beating up our equipment. But with the proper investments, 6 new fire engines will hit our streets later this year. That means we are upgrading half of our existing fleet. This investment keeps firefighters safe, and it keeps us all safe. Thank you to the City Council for making that funding available. Along with Empress Ambulance, though, and the countless Yonkers frontline workers, let's be sure to thank all of our first responders who routinely risk their lives for us every single day. You know, given the world we live in today, safety entails more than just street crime or fire hazards. News headlines flood our feeds almost daily of yet another school shooting that rocks a community. As we've learned from so many of these incidents, communication between schools and law enforcement needs to be open. And most importantly, it needs to be immediate. And working with our IT department, NYPD, Yonkers Public Schools is rolling out a new app, one that instantly alerts emergency services and on-site personnel of any type of urgent situation. It is tied to our 911 center with precise GPS tracking, allowing for immediate action and significantly reducing response crime, because we all know, right, every second counts. Efficient and accessible connectivity is also essential for productivity of city services. I, as your mayor, and as a fellow homeowner, I know how frustrating it can be to access property information. Well, we believe we have found a solution. Instead of coming to City Hall and sifting through files that are decades old, Yonkers Virtual Window will give residents direct access to their records, and it'll be online. The building department is right now in the process of scanning over 6 million pieces of paper, some records dating back over 100 years. All this will be made available to your fingertips, so look for it to roll out this fall. In Yonkers, we are also home to thousands of veterans. Many of them fought for our freedoms over 80 years ago. One of them was Ivan McCrae Jr., who was a member of the famed Tuskegee Airmen. As part of World War II's Heritage Celebration next month, Yonkers will pay tribute to Ivan, his unit, and the critical contributions they all made in the Allied forces' victory. Yonkers would not be a destination today without the patriotism, the honor. Let's give it up for our distinguished veterans. Please, let's stand and recognize each and every one of them and say thank you for their service. I also want to take this opportunity to give a special thank you to our dear departed friend, Lucia Travato. If you ever attended a City Hall event, including this annual address, then you enjoyed the fruits of Lucia's labor. Maybe you came across her at the at the Will Library, where she volunteered for years, or at the many Columbus Day celebration festivities that she so proudly organized. She was a walking treasure trove of local history, and she loved to share it with anybody who would listen. She always delivered it with a smile, and she had quite an engaging wit. Sometimes you got a little mad at her, but trust me. But there was no question that Lucia loved Yonkers, and we all loved her. Tonight I've outlined much of what I believe makes us a destination. Destination is a simple word, but add another word, Yonkers, and it suddenly describes a community that is bursting with history, ambition, charity, accomplishment, and a sure eye towards the future. The New York Times recently published a great story about us, saying we are more than an easy commute. That's for sure. We are much, much more. We are history. You can see it just by looking at the old carpet mills on Neppahan Avenue, where most of the carpets produced in this nation were woven. You can see it at the former Otis Elevator factory downtown. We wouldn't have skyscrapers today without that great invention. You can see it across the Palisades, where Yonkers resident Edward Armstrong crossed the Hudson and built the nation's first FM radio antenna. We are innovation. Those old carpet mills now house galleries and artists. The Otis factory is where we now build subway cars and make movies and TV shows. We are a culture old and new, from jazz great Ella Fitzgerald to modern day icons like Mary J., DMX, The Lox, and Steven Tyler. But do you know what we are most of all? We are what I am looking at across this room. I look out and I see police officers, and I see firefighters, and I see public works and parks workers. We see all of the dedicated public servants. Each and every one of you show up to work every day to make our city safe, to make our city run more efficiently, just to keep it all going. I look out and I see teachers. Let's give it up for our teachers whose skill and dedication no matter what's happening with our buildings and no matter what we get in funding, their skill and dedication give our kids a chance to learn in schools that have the highest graduation rate of any big city in New York State. I look out and I see everyday neighbors who provide the bond that keeps our neighborhoods together. Many of them volunteer at food banks. Maybe they give their time to our vital community associations or many places of worship. Maybe they take time out of their busy days just to check in on an elderly neighbor to make sure they're okay. I look out and I also see people who have chosen Yonkers as that place to stake their claim for a bright future. They ask no more than the chance to prosper at a decent living, to give their children a good education, and to enjoy a neighborhood that is safe and welcoming for all. They ask not only to end each day knowing that, they want to make sure that their efforts have made a difference in their lives and in the lives of greater Yonkers. I look out and I see hardworking and generous human bedrock here in a great city. And outside this room, you know what? There are more than 200,000 people just like all of you. Yes, Yonkers is a great destination, but not just one marked on a map or by a slogan, but one that lives in our hearts, right? Thank you, Yonkers. God bless you, and have a good night.